What's up, guys? We are here, another podcast, Happy Rabbit Productions. We're here with the crew, and we have a special guest today. You may recognize him, Salt Lake City favorite. We got Logan here, Native Leaves.
What's going on, guys?
Introduce yourself, man. What's up?
I'm Logie Log. I'm lead singer of Native Leaves, business owner, entrepreneur, all the above.
This man does everything.
Yeah, just trying to do something cool and new every day. Yeah, that's me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We got Charles here. We got Alex, and we're doing it today. So for somebody who's never met you, never seen who you are, never heard your music, like give them a rundown. Give them kind of like just a little something about you.
About the music?
Just the whole picture.
The whole picture. We are considered in the reggae category of music, so it's reggae influenced music, but it's really its own genre. We like to mix and match whatever. Really,
it's
whatever
definitely different
good.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a group of us that have come together. It's really like more or less at this point my family. Like it's a group of people that have kind of come together as a team that are working for a common dream.
You guys do it all together. You live together, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we all live together in Taylorsville. We all work together pretty much.
Who's a part of the band? Like, give me some names.
So we've got Adam, who I started the band with. We started out in high school, so me and him he pretty much could play guitar, and I can't play any instruments, so I just, I liked hanging out with people that could play guitar and stuff like that because I like to sing and make music, but I can't really do it on my own. So we hung out a little bit in high school, just jammed and had a little fun, Ended up doing like a coffee shop thing and like little stuff like that, and people liked it, and so we were like, well, maybe we should
Was that your guys'
really
first gig? Is that your first?
Yeah, probably the coffee shop in is it Riverton? Is that Riverton?
We got Adam here. Yeah.
Adam's in the building.
Hear me.
Yeah. And it was like the girls from the high school and came through, and we're like, well, damn, maybe maybe we should keep doing this.
Was that kind of what made you start it all? Is that like the moment you realized maybe we got something here?
I kind of always wanted to. I've always never wanted to do the the regular thing. I'm not the guy you want to hire to be like your best employee. I'm just not the guy. So I've been fired from jobs, but
your reference list isn't too long. On your
I
resume?
think my reference list at this point is probably better than it would be if I ever was an employee, just because I'm doing what I should be doing. And that's just, I'm a great business owner, I think. For my age, I think there's a lot I still need to learn, but that's kind of that's where I thrive better. But
so you and Adam were at a coffee shop.
Yeah, we did the coffee shop thing. I always knew I wanted to do music. I've been writing since I was little. When I was super, super little, I remember writing stuff just in my room, randomly. I kind of just was drawn to it. My freshman year of high school, I had a teacher that was really influential. He did writing in the industry and stuff like that, and so he taught me a lot and made me just have a love for it that I didn't have before. Because all the times up to that point, English class was something I just dreaded because it was just school. No one made it cool, and then when he finally made it something where it was oh, this is
something you're interested in.
Well, I didn't realize that there was a connection between me going to English class in my freshman year and somebody that writes music in the industry and does something that, to me, that's my biggest dream. No matter what, I think that it's cool to think I could be 80 years old, and if I'm still here, I could be writing music for the biggest artist at that point if I make it where I want. So
yeah, there really isn't an age cap on that.
No.
But so you and Adam, and then where did the rest of the group come in? Because I know there's 5 of you guys.
Yeah, there is. So it's the main 3 is me, Adam, and Brigham.
Okay.
Brigham came around right before COVID. We've had a bunch of different people in the band. We always knew we wanted to play as a live band. It's the coolest way to us. We use backtracks, so there's a hip hop vibe to the show. But playing with a live band is just a lot cooler than me being up there all by myself.
It's a vibe. If you guys haven't heard these guys play, we actually met. You guys hit us up to shoot a music video for you guys, and then we just hit it right off the bat.
Yeah.
We're homies. We had such a fun time shooting the first music video. I think it was our first meeting. We all went out to dinner, and just we had such a good time at dinner. It was the rest of this is gonna be so easy.
Yeah, it's easy to work with people you like. Yeah, we all with you for sure.
It's full circle too, because you guys have Austin in your guys' crew, and
Yeah.
then Charles and I just shot a movie with Austin's uncle, or Cousin. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So his cousin directed the movie, and then we saw Austin on set, and it was just full circle.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a small little world, but
And then you guys
Yeah,
have a
we-
manager, right?
yeah, Rosie's our manager. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of pieces.
Shout out Rosie.
Yeah,
She
shout out
hit
Rosie
me up
for
to the first meeting to introduce all of us together, and I was so
Yeah.
confused. I was like, is she a part of the band? I was like, is she a singer? And then we all met, and she was the manager, and I was like, oh, okay, it all makes sense.
So we like, the background on Rosie is like me and Rosie started hanging out, ended up started dating,
Mhm.
and she was just kind of around, and she was always just like down to jump in, and like she was just excited to help out and do stuff. So yeah, she ended up kind of like taking over manager roles about a year ago, and just helping
Was that a
us
lot
out.
of like stress relief as a business owner to like give that responsibility to someone else so you can
Well,
focus
it's-
on writing music?
I think, yeah, because it's one of the biggest like reliefs, but it's also one of the hardest things to find, because I think like even there's certain people on my team that I would not want to be the person replying to emails. They're great, but they should not be the person that's like handling that aspect, and she's great at that. She's really good. It's something as simple as like someone reaches out and wants us to play a show or do something, and to know that I'm relying on her to send that reply email and coordinate, schedule, do all those types of things makes me feel so much more comfortable than like if any of us were doing it. Like,
Building a
at all,
team's
so.
so important. Having people that like people are good at certain things and know when people are better than you at certain things and
Mhm.
let them do it,
Yeah.
and it makes your team that much stronger. So
Yeah, and everybody has, a role that they play. That's why they're here. But yeah, we really do. We just have the same kind of goals, and everybody's goals fit into what we're all trying to do. So it's cool, and it makes it really
same type of
fun.
vibe we have here at Happy Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's what you need. I think that's kind of like, I think that's the vibe going forward. I think like that's gonna be the popular thing that successful people are doing. I think it's like becoming like
Getting
a
a
popular
squad together, like people that are interested
just the
in
people that
common
have done it.
things
I
and-
think it's been the way for a long time, but I think people are now more open about like, because we're also there's cameras everywhere. Everybody, there's not much you can hide, so most people aren't trying to hide any of it anymore.
That's
But I
true,
think
because
that now
you see
people
a
are more
famous
open.
person, and it's like they have a huge team behind
Mhm.
them, and like a lot of people
And not
don't
an
really see
entourage
that.
either, like
Yeah.
a team of people that are doing something. Like, 'cause that's the
Everything.
difference. Is like you it's not all the people you see necessarily with them all the time or whatever.
Smoke
but-
and mirrors, baby.
so, but
Hollywood.
But yeah, no, it's cool, and it's like I said, it's now my family. Like we live together.
You guys do everything.
Rosie's son
together,
lives
yeah.
with us. Like we're a band that like most people probably, I don't know, I wouldn't say most people, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that wouldn't even want their kids to listen to a lot of my music.
No,
And we
it's
have a
kind-
kid
it's
like that
family
lives with
friendly.
us.
Yeah, I would say it's family.
I think
friendly, though. Your
they're
guys'
over
concerts are
judgmental if they
fun,
don't
yeah.
like it anyways. But it's just funny for us to think about that type of stuff. It's like, and for us too, like we think of it as like we're bringing up a kid in a setting where like, dude, there's no, whatever he wants to do when he grows up, he's gonna be able to know that like my mom and everybody around me that I grew up with was all like chasing their dreams and doing what they loved and like working hard every day to do something, and it was a good influence that way. Because like whether or not you think I'm a good influence at this or that, like
No, it was
yeah.
cool on set. It was really cool to see. Rosie's kid actually came to the music video,
oh yeah,
and he was awesome. And we were shooting a scene, and it was cool. I think it was Adam or someone, but he like came running up and like jumped into like Adam's arms, and then just to see your guys' dynamic, how he like probably looks at all you guys like dads, and like it's pretty, it's,
yeah,
it's
bro,
cool
just
to
all the
see, yeah.
uncles, yeah, for sure.
It's cool
Mhm.
to see. You guys definitely have a family vibe to your thing.
Yeah, no, it's been it happened naturally. It wasn't like when me and Adam first met, it definitely was not ever a conversation we sat down and had like, okay, man, like this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna like move into this house and do that. We did have lots of like goals and things that like when we became friends that really decided that we were gonna try and do something together and put our minds together or something. Like we had lots of goals and stuff, but it wasn't like it's something that's been mapped out naturally and just happened. And now that we're here, it's like we've had enough experiences too to know this is what we want. Like I don't need a bunch of random people around. I just want people around that are part of the team and part of the dream, and have some role that they play there. And that's
Speaking
best
of the
thing, yeah.
first music video we did, Tyson, he can actually pull it up here. Let's check that out, the High Heels music video. This was fun. I want to see Charles.
That's Brigham
I
in
don't
the
think
front.
you were there for this one. So yeah, give us your thoughts on this. Let's see what you think.
Is that up in Salt Lake?
Yeah, it was actually at our friend's house.
Oh, okay.
I need it to be that warm again.
That was so fun. His glasses.
Were they broken in that? Were they broken in this?
I think so, yeah.
he's
Like
got
only
the
one side
He's
works.
got the one on the side.
Yeah, so the fun vibe with this, they wanted like a backyard hangout barbecue style with all the friends and everyone vibing out. And so I'm drawing a blank on whose house it was.
Oh, Jay.
Yeah, Jay's house. Shout out. Thank you for letting us use your crib. But yeah, it was super sick, and we went to the park. Dude, they were shooting a paintball tournament or like a Nerf tournament
Yeah.
in the
yeah.
park while we were trying to film, and I'm talking like 200 people were out there having a Nerf war back there.
Little obstacles set up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is back in the back there. Still set up. Yeah, he lets us do a bunch of stuff over there. We use his house for the December 1st party after No Smoke November.
No Smoke November. That was so fun.
Yeah,
We were
man,
just like
Jay.
all like having so much fun. Like it didn't even feel like we were shooting a music video.
No, that one was easy. That one was easy for sure.
Just get a couple homies together and let's go have some fun.
Yeah.
So many friends came out too. It was
Yeah.
cool.
That's the nice thing too with having everybody around is you can just put together, like it doesn't. It's easy to just get a group like that together. That's all like cool. Yeah, I'll be whatever. Cool. I'll be
Everyone
this or
just
that.
shows up and they're down to
Couple
party.
Yeah, ain't nobody actors or actresses. They're all just like, yeah, I'm down to.
That's
pull
all
up and-
natural. That's not Hollywood.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome. Dude, that was a good video. I was so stoked. We went there, and then we have another one coming out, which is definitely more cinematic, and it's pretty sweet. We created like a full Willy Wonka world, and these guys dressed up as like Willy Wonka to Oompa Loompas, and yeah, it's fun. I don't want to
Yeah.
give away too much.
That's fine. We played that song a bunch of times too. It's not released yet. We probably won't release it for a while, but yeah, we're excited to finish that one with you.
We'll get ready. We got some
Yeah.
cool stuff coming, talking about future projects we want to do together, and be super fun.
Yeah, that's dope. Where's your name come from? The Native Leaves.
It was like, it just kind of like me and Adam brainstormed names. Really, did we release a song before we ever came up with anything, or do we have like a song ready to go, kind of a thing, or?
No, the name came first.
Name came first, but at whatever point it was like, and I'm pretty sure it was Adam that just kind of like.
Were you guys like doodling logos and stuff on like a piece of
No,
paper?
it wasn't even
or-
anything like that. Like we were just chilling. Like we were just because we used to record everything in his room at his parents' house when we first started, and so we were just in there. I think we were probably recording or doing whatever we were doing, and probably like and hoping his parents didn't
Didn't smell it.
Like yeah, but I mean, he just pretty much brought it up. He's like, we gotta have a name, like. Think of all these bands. Like none of them don't have a name. Like all of them
Gotta have a name.
Pretty much just brought it up, and so we just kind of came up with a couple ideas, and it was really like one of the first ones. And I just kind of said it to him, and I had like when I was in high school, I had like a little rapper name that was Northwest Native. 'Cause
Northwest
'cause I
Native.
grew up in Northwest, and so like when I came here, like my junior and senior year. That's kind of like what my SoundCloud and stuff like that. That was what my name was, and so I kind of wanted to go something that route, like the native route. I liked the name of it and everything, and so
It's got a cool,
kinda
just like
brainstorm.
kind of like natural vibe to it. I don't know, native leaves.
yeah, it had no meaning at that point really. Like it was just kind of like sounded cool, and it just went along with certain things that already like I had been brainstorming.
Well, now
with. But
2023 it fits like perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, like, and we definitely like fit into our name, and it became something that like there's tons of meanings, and we've had some cool people too that have like given us their meaning for it. So I think that's the cool thing too, is it can kind of be whatever you need it to be. If it has to have a meaning to you, like you can really have it mean whatever you want. But in reality, to us, it's just like we're all native leaves, and at the end of the day, like one thing this year that we all kind of talked about is like one thing we want to try and do as a team is like I live in America and I'm cool to live in America and proud to live in America. And so like even the question, like I'm Native American, I'm like German, all sorts of different nationalities and things like that. And I don't even think at this point, I think we're to a point where like, not to say it doesn't matter, because where you come from matters, but like I'm from America. So when people ask me like that question now just pretty much gets answered. All of us, we're all different backgrounds. Brigham's Polynesian, Adam doesn't even know everything that Adam is like.
What are you, Adam?
But for us, we just like that's our answer now to the question. It's like, what are you? And it's just like, I'm American.
Which is
I live in America.
it should be.
Yeah, it's just as
Honestly,
simple
like,
as that. Yeah, and like all the other background stuff. Like if we get close enough that we want to talk about like all of that. But at the end of the day, too, for me, it's like the way that my background is at least is like I know my relatives that are living, but past that, you know, like for me, it's. It is like I said, I'm American. I'm just here. I live
That's
in
really
America.
cool.
It's
No,
my
I
country,
vibe with
whatever.
that.
Like, yeah, that's what it is. It's simple.
Because reality is you're saying what you should be seeing and thinking. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, we're from America. You're from where you're at.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that doesn't even matter. And that's what I love about like marketing, video production, social media, the video world, iPhones. Like they're connecting us on a whole new level where like it would be weird like getting in a world war with a country that you would like travel to for your vacation spot. Like
Yep.
you'd be like, wait, like I don't
Yep.
want to
Well,
go
we're
fight
all
over
smart enough to
there.
realize now that like in reality, like if you were a citizen of whatever country, I don't care what country it is. Like in all reality, like the only reason you would dislike me just because I'm from this country is because someone's like trained you up to think that way. But in all reality, like if we all had no clue and that was just the answer, it's like, oh yeah, I just came from this place and you came from that place. But like in all reality, if we're sitting there and we don't have other people's drama that we're hating each other because in all reality, that's all it is. Like it's not me or your drama that is causing the war.
No, we
And
have
so-
friends in kind of speaking for Charles, but like operators in Russia and other places that are the coolest people, and like they create movies and they're on sets, and like obviously all that stuff's happening over there, but like that's not them as people, and like
and they don't have any control over it really at this point either.
And
Like,
so that's
they
what I
can't-
love about film, and it gives us the opportunity to document it,
Mhm.
and then it showcases it to the world. So you really can't get away with anything anymore.
No, it's all out. It's all out for sure. And I think that's cool. Anyways, like, what's the movie where they tell the first lie? Like the person tells the first lie. Do you know what that movie is?
The invention of lying.
Like the
Ooh,
first lie ever. Like the guy that like because I can't remember what.
I'm interested
what
though.
was
I
the
love
lie?
movies like here. Yeah, Tyson's
Yeah,
pulling
so
it
you can
up
find
here.
it out.
The invention of lying.
Oh, is that the name? That is the name of it. We're all like,
When did it come out? Okay.
it's super hilarious, but it's like a super cool point too though, because it's like, at what point did someone figure out like, damn, I can hella profit off of like just a small little lie,
Just
like
saying whatever you
yeah,
want.
just tell them some other bullshit, and then how easy it became, and like there's nobody out there that's never lied. Like don't lie. If you're telling me that, you're lying to me anyways.
You're
you know,
lying.
like,
There's
so-
your lie.
Yeah, but it's a funny movie. But
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out. I love movies like that. Oh, now I'm drawing a blank of the movie that I always tell everyone to watch. Oh, Idiocracy. Have you seen Idiocracy?
I haven't.
Have you guys seen Idiocracy?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's a documentary now. 2023. Here, pull up Idiocracy.
Let's see.
So it's a comedy. Do you like how I said it's a documentary?
My judge.
Okay, so it was made as a comedy, and it's about like if the smartest people in the world, it's pretty much a really dumb guy who ends up being the smartest person in the world, and they all rely on him to like fix the world, and it's literally a documentary. You'll have to check it out.
Okay, so I'd feel, before we get too far into a bunch of other topics, kind of going back to, I was reading a lot about you guys, obviously.
Okay.
So you and Adam started together. and in your kind of your bio about you guys, you talked a lot about how many different music genres you guys kind of started before you found and you landed on this alternate hip hop,
Yeah.
reggae sort of genre that you're on. What kind of led you to finding that genre? Like, it's definitely, you know, a lot of kids nowadays are going for hip hop. They want to do kind of rap. They want to do all these things. So what made you kind of switch from that, more focus on the much more mellow reggae?
I think that's the reason, really. Like that
Okay.
alone. That's what everyone's trying to do. Everyone's trying to be a rapper, or, and it is what it is. Like it's because that's what people. I think like that's the most popular music right now. So everyone's like, well, if I'm gonna do something, why wouldn't I? You know, do the best possible option with the most possible return. You know. So, and I mean, we still thought of that too, because in reality, like we're hip hop, but in a really broad term, like, and so we're also whatever else, you know, like some of our music has a rock influence, a lot of it has a reggae influence, but some of it doesn't have a reggae influence until we get to the point where we're about to release it, or we're finishing with production and we're like, all right, let's put a reggae riff on here or there. But before that, it's not even a reggae song.
Right.
And
I
so
bet, yeah. Interesting.
we really just we didn't want to be the same as everyone else. We wanted to be able to stay unique no matter what. And then we just want to make stuff too at the same time that sounded good. Because I think sometimes when you try to stay too unique, it ends up sounding really weird. And some of that works, but it just wasn't for me. I still wanted something like I would like my music to be pop culture at some point still too. Like I'm not trying to stay underground forever or do any like I would love to be a household name and have Native Leaves be something that your kids and your grandma are playing and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe different songs or whatever, upstairs, downstairs, that type of deal.
So a Christmas special coming?
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something where, yeah, we want to do everything. I mean, that's what we want to do, music. So whatever that, and you know, whatever the big artists have done.
That's what I love about
history,
you guys.
and then some,
Anything
you know.
I've ever thrown your direction, like more on the video production side, you're like, well, let's try it. We haven't done that before.
Oh yeah, that's like our producer is the same way. He wants to always try new things, and I think we love that. Like that's the only way that we do get that unique, different thing. If he just does it the same way he did the last artist, then I sound like his last artist. If all my vocal, you know, effects or whatever different types of things that he's done to the beat or whatnot is the same thing he does to everybody that comes through his studio. He's not like, to me, that's not that valuable of a producer. Like
That's an interesting way of looking at it, because a lot of people, like, if something's successful, they'll just continue to do it. And
shout
a lot
out
of
to
it's-
Matthew, by the way. Sorry, shout out to Matthew,
no,
our
but-
producer.
Shout out Matthew. That's awesome. I want to meet him. We should see if we can get him on one of these. But
Yeah.
it's interesting because people, when something's successful, they just want to continue it. Especially with social media, that's what it tells you, right? If it works, continue doing the same thing and get the same views and just grow the audience. But it's cool you guys are like not limiting yourself to that, and you're just continuing to branch out and not like holding yourself into a little box, which I find like a lot of people do in social media.
I think it eventually has to have a box, but I think what we're doing is like the long way, where we've created like everything that we want to put in the box, and now we're figuring out how to package it. And I think that's really
Ooh, that's a good way.
like
Yeah.
like you know, there's certain things that, the first thing, that's what we tell anybody. Like we've been talking to a few different booking managers and things like that and doing some interviews there, and that's one thing that we kind of tell all of them is we have realized we're to a point where if we want to get to where we want to really go, that we're going to have to do some conventional things that just need to be done. Like we need to shape up some things. There's certain like things that we're not doing that need to just be done on the back end, and things that people don't think about or you know, realize is a part of it. And so when we tell all of them that, it's like, but I can promise you the music is there. If you want to book us for places, like you will never ever have to come to us and be like, guys, I need new ideas, I need new music, I need you guys to like you don't have to come to us and say I need you to find your sound anymore. Like it's found. We have our process, we know what works and what doesn't, and so now it's just building that team around us where it's like they all can place us in those positions where it's like, cool, let me show all these people.
It's kind of like what I always say, but preparation meets opportunity in this industry, and being prepared and having all that stuff figured out so people can come in and, you know, tape the package and send it off, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
How does your music, like, how do you guys decide on, you know, what you want to do for like a music video? And then, so this is like kind of like a twofold question, I guess. Like, how do music videos, like, help nowadays, you know? Because like back in the day,
Yeah.
we had MTV, right?
Uh-huh.
And like you could only watch music videos on MTV.
Mhm.
And nowadays, it's like the whole YouTube thing and social has like totally changed that world.
Yeah.
And so, how does that help you guys?
I think people have always wanted to see you doing whatever you're doing. It's been the hardest thing for me because I really don't like social media a whole lot. Like I'm not a big fan of like being on it all day, and I kind of like have gotten to myself into like, even though I've done it for like quote unquote business, I still like get to the point where I'm like pulling up my phone and going on Instagram for no reason, and I'm like, like I hate
I
this.
do that
like,
all the time.
but it's like it's a tool. It's important. Like if I didn't use it, I'd be outdated and I wouldn't be able to even survive.
That's the thing, you have to
But-
look at it as a tool.
Yeah. But yeah, I think definitely music videos help a ton. I think that one big thing for me is that the music video has to be like really good though, because I would rather have one super solid music video out that I like than to have like 100 that I'm just like, oh, I just did these to get one out kind of thing. So that's why I find somebody like Scooter to work with, where it's like the way that we do come up with the music videos usually. Like if it was just me and Adam when we first, I mean, we did like 2, not on our own. There was a friend of mine named Moses that helped us shoot them, and he came up with a lot of ideas and stuff and helped us too. So I think that that's really the other thing, is finding somebody that you trust to just like when we came to him, the first thing we told him was like, here's kind of like a base idea of what we have or what we're thinking, and we're okay to change on any of these things also, and we'd like to leave it up to you because this is what you do. Like if I wouldn't want someone to come in and be like, I want you guys to make me a song and you have to do it this way. It's like, no. Like, don't tell me how to do it. So I don't like to do that to other people too, and none of us really do it. And I think it makes it better when you give him the freedom to like, if there's something important that needs to happen, obviously we got to make sure we, do that. But past that, we're just leaving it up to him. Everything's turned out really well so far, where it's just like,
That's great.
yeah,
That's really cool. Being able to like trust someone you're working with and have it just go both ways, I think can help both parties in all directions. That's awesome.
And when he just has the experience too, so like I know in front of the camera I can just be like, dude, what should I do? Like it's that like weird girl in the picture, like what do I do with my hands? Like I can literally just ask him like, bro, where should I put my hands? And he'll tell me like.
And I love
Put 'em
that
right
too. Like
fucking
as a
here.
director, that's where I'm the first to like jump where the actor or musician's supposed to be and show them exactly what I want. There's been multiple times where I've had females and I'll do the full girl walk and show them exactly what I want, and I'm not
Yeah.
afraid to do that, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah, you got to be able to be uncomfortable for sure. Same thing with writing music. Like in any good room of music that's been written that I've been in, there's a whole bunch of stuff that like is not the idea to get to the idea that you liked on the radio. I'm sure wasn't pleasant sounding. Like I'm sure it started out as some weird moan or groan or whatever sound. Like, and that's just like when you get a bunch of creatives in a room. Like I'd be like a funny thing to videotape. Honestly, is like a writer session with a bunch of guys
Just
or-
throwing
or,
things out there
like,
and do a mic. and,
yeah,
like,
they're just, and they don't even know they're being filmed. Like if you just could feel that comfortable and not know that there was somebody filming what was going on, like
like
just
Big
the types
Brother
of sounds.
cameras in a studio or
Well,
something.
yeah, you just have like a bunch of people making bird sounds in a room or whatever. Like you turn on a beat and it's just
Ad-libs.
like a bunch of people going yeah, like just trying to find whatever, because that's really all it is. You just got to find like what sounds good with this or with that, and so. Yeah, it doesn't always sound so great right off the bat, or even at the end. Sometimes you just have to scratch ideas too. But
Jumping off what Charles was asking you, how with marketing, so obviously being a musician, there's creating music, but I feel like that's, I mean, you tell me if I'm wrong, but that's maybe less than 50% of it. The other half of it is marketing yourself as a band, marketing yourself as a person, the music video side, the social media side. That's a huge question, but like where does somebody who is starting out, where do you even start with that? How do you find your image? Where do you create a style, a look from? Like what was that journey like for you guys?
I don't know. That's like a really good question, because I don't think there's like a particular like set of steps that you could like take to doing that.
I was about to say that's a broad question.
Yeah,
But
I think it depends too, because like you said like making the music and doing that is maybe 50%.
I guess what
of
I'm
it,
getting at
but-
is so many artists are out there and they're like, oh, I have an album, check it out.
Yeah.
Oh, I have music, check it out. And it's like, okay, if you have good songs, like that will get you somewhere. But especially nowadays, people are looking for more. They're looking for entertainment, and
Yeah.
there's so many platforms of different types of entertainment that you can gain a following on. So like, where have you guys found that that's helped you on, or you're like, no, we don't want any part of that. We're focusing on the music.
Yeah.
Like, what's the juggle like as an artist?
Well, like when you start out as an artist, especially if you just start out on your own with no background in it and no connections into it at all, and it's just a hobby essentially that you decide you want to like take on as your dream. Like you're doing everything at that point, because no one's just gonna, or rarely I should say, people are just not just gonna be like, oh cool, you have a dream, like let me help you with your dream. Like no one, especially not right off the bat when there's nothing to show for it. Like no investor ever came and invested in a company that didn't even, that didn't have anything to invest in. So like when you first start out, it's 100%, and then I think that, like I said, the goal is to get that team of people, because like the biggest artists are just artists. They just focus on making music all day, and they don't have to worry about the other stuff, because as long as they keep giving what they're supposed to be doing full 100% of their attention, and people like the music they give out, then the team that's behind them, that's why they're pumping out millions and billions of streams and all that. But I think that you're saying like what have we found that
I'm saying if I'm 25 years old and I have 30 albums out and it's just not hitting for me, what are the other avenues, and how important is marketing for somebody who's just putting out great music? Because you guys have great music, but I see you guys everywhere else. I don't even see your music that often, but I see you guys at events. You guys are at Shredfest. You guys are creating merch. You guys are selling things. It's like your name's everywhere.
Yeah, I think that, well, you have to show face. Same thing there. Like, I don't like social media. I'm not that huge on going out. Like, I like to go out here and there, and I like to go out with people I like, but like I go out because it's there. Like there's a reason why I'm out. I'm doing something, like I'm trying to accomplish something going out, whether it's making connections with these people or, doing that. But I think that we've found success just putting ourselves, we found success just because we found the unsuccessful way to do it so many times in a row, bro, honestly. Like, we've done it the wrong way so many times that we finally get to that point that we're like, okay, cool. We know all that other stuff was not working, and this is obviously working because we can just tell. Like, we have something to go off of, like, and so then we've just gotten to the point where it's like, okay, now we got to get smart about making sure we stop doing as many of these things that obviously aren't working as possible, and get ourselves out of as much of that. Any of that that's taking up our time is a waste. So let's get out of as much of that and into these things that we know is like, it's everything from people to events to all of it. Like, you have to be picky on it, and like you have to be able to. I think you have to be able to eventually too. Once you know what that is, then tell people no.
Be able to like
or
stand
just
on your
say
2
no
feet
to
and,
certain opportunities. Like we've turned down so many shows because whether it's just to us, it's like you're not willing to provide the value that we are valuing ourselves at. And that's not even like an argument for us, because it's like we've done this long enough to where we're not willing to sit around and like negotiate for no reason. Like, I'm not trying to give everyone a discount on having Native Leaves come play their show, because then there's no value.
You guys are so good
Native
about
Leaves
that too. Like, you guys have sold out your guys' shows in Salt Lake every time, right?
Like, we didn't sell out the depot, but we sold, like 400 or 500 tickets. Like, we've done really, really good, and we've accomplished a lot of the goals that we wanted to accomplish.
Because you're not overselling yourselves. Because I've seen a lot of artists in Salt Lake, dude. They have a show every month, or they're at every venue, and they're opening up for every artist coming in.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you guys do a show, everyone's going. Everyone's talking about it. It's the talk of Salt Lake. I'll get on set and I'll hear people like Grips talking about like your guys' name and stuff. I'm like, I know them.
Yeah, it's taken us a while for sure. And it's like our hometown, so I think the hometown's the hardest place to really get like your full support. And eventually, and once you figure out how to like do that, and we're still figuring it out. There's still plenty of people in Salt Lake even that like have no clue who we are, and for us, it's like cool. Like we got to figure out how to touch as many of those people as possible. But then it's just consistency. It's all of it having to like come together. And so I think, to answer your question, like if I had 30 albums and you said 25?
25 years old.
25?
Young
I'm
person.
I'm like 20, I'm 27, so I'm not that much older than 25. But, I don't know, because I've gotten advice from so many people, and I don't think that I'm like the guy to give the master class on it either. Like, I'm not, so I don't think I have a great answer for you, other than I would say that, marketing, like, if you are going to put something out, that's one thing we really have started doing is like instead of just getting a song ready and releasing it, we get it and put it in the vault, and then we wait until we have like a reason to put it out, or like a marketing strategy for like why. Like why? I think that's the question you should ask. Like, why am I doing everything I'm doing? Why am I releasing this song right now? Is it just because I don't know what else to do, and I'm like, shit, I feel like I got to do something, and you just put it out. But I mean, we have songs right now that I think don't have very much attention at all. Where if I could go back, it's like, yeah, we should have done this way different. Like we could have, because if you could have brought all that attention on those, then even where we're at today could have been this much.
We think that with everything we shoot.
Yeah.
We look back on so many movies and shots and be like, I wish we did that different.
Yeah, and so you can't look back. So I think that's where then like I said, like having that good team of people that are all on the same page, where it's like we've all talked and we've all know what we're trying to accomplish. We all have common goals, and like that way we're all striving for the same thing instead of it just being a cluster, because then you do have that. It's just like, oh, we released this song this day with no plan, and then 2 months later, another guy on the team was like, we should like maybe do like an Instagram marketing thing for it or something like that. And it's like 2 months later, you know, it's like, and it takes you another month to do that, and before you know it, like even your great idea of like putting out content became something that like if it wasn't consistent and it wasn't done right. So I think that's for us. Like we want to release some music this year. We don't have any dates set right now. Like we have no shows planned right now. We have no song releases planned as far as dates go. We will definitely be releasing something this year, like definitely be doing some shows. But for us, it's like I'm not doing it unless it's right. I would love, like one of the things we're trying to track down right now is like a venue that's down to work with us. We're like maybe Thursday nights or something like that. But like maybe we do get to that point where I play every week. Like we play a set every week, and we invite different people that like are, you know, up and coming artists or anything like that to open for us and to play those nights with us, and just to do something that's more of like a it's a branding opportunity for us, but then something that can kind of like I don't think there's really many places in Salt Lake that I can think of that people go to listen to music and they don't really care who's going to be there. And I want to be able to create a space where it's like, even if you don't like the genre of the music that's being played, like I just want to have people that have spent time and are quality artists and musicians that want to come up and play like good quality music, that have like really spent their time and effort on making sure that it's that, and it's not just like a little money grab, or because I think that's what a lot of it is too, is like people are artists for a year or two to see if like maybe randomly I pop and make billions of dollars, and then like you know
TikTok
you don't make
people.
any money in a couple years. And yeah, same thing with TikTok. And any of that stuff is cool too, like if you can, but it all comes with consistency. Like TikTok, you don't just blow up on TikTok because you posted 1 week of video, or, you know, one video a week that you gave minimal effort to, and you just woke up and were like, oh shit, I got to figure something out, and just made
There's
a video.
a lot
and,
of
like, posted
people
it.
that social media, it's an interesting trap. I lived in LA. My family members do social media for a living, and it's interesting because you do have to consistently change, and you do have to like come up with content all the time. And a lot of people think that's easy, and it may be easy for the first year, 3 years, but what happens after 5, 6,
Yep.
10 years, and you need to consistently make content?
Especially when you're stuck into like a segment or like a category. That's the one thing for like being genreless. I think in music you have the opportunity, especially nowadays, to be genreless. And like I could go sell out a hip hop show and a reggae show. You know, maybe that's the coolest thing for me to think is like we could show up to a city and at 6 o'clock go rock a stage for a reggae show, and at 9:30 be hopping on a hip hop show and doing, you know, those types of things where if we stick to like one certain thing and like really, but it's the consistency of whatever it is going to be. So if we're going to try and have some mashup of music, then our mashup of music needs to be consistent.
Speaking of doing shows and having bands come in all the time, you guys did something in Florida along those lines, like what's it called?
Sugar Shack.
Sugar Shack.
Sessions.
Wanna
Shout
pull
out
that
to those
up,
guys
Tyson?
as well. Yeah.
Dude, this was awesome. I found this online, and the vibe of it, dude, I was like blown away by it. It's such a chill vibe. Hit play on this thing, Tyson.
Yeah, these guys are way cool.
I want to show the
That hurricane
boys
hit these guys hard like the week after we left too.
Oh,
Yeah.
But like they have this vibe. Like, or you explain it. You tell them what Sugar Shack is.
So it's a guy's back porch that puts it on, 50 Films, and it's literally, yeah, it's just, so like this is the back patio of a house in Florida. It's just a neighborhood in Florida and Bonita Springs. And he's been having, it's been mostly reggae. He's had a lot of reggae artists, you know, big and small, all sizes. Like the biggest of the big artists in reggae have come and sat on this porch and done the same thing. And it's super, super small. It's like from me, like where we're sitting is about from me to you with a little thing on the side there. Like it's
How many
They've got a
cameras
whole-
do they have set up? Seems like
they
a lot.
had, I don't even know for sure, at least 3 or 4. Then they had like a 360 cam going, and they've got a whole setup. They've got the rails going. They've done it for a long time, and they've put together, like, the package of Sugar Shack is one of the coolest experiences for like an artist and for they just barely, I think it was like not that long ago, they started selling tickets where it's, so like I think it's 20 people they sell tickets to. They don't know who the
so
artist
you
is.
have people watching.
Yeah,
you
there's a
guys
little
as you're doing
crowd.
this?
Yeah, off to the left here, there's a little crowd of people that, and so yeah, they bought tickets and they had no clue who was going to be the artist. So they just, because they fuck with Sugar Shack that hard, they have people in Florida that, like, all the locals and people travel to come do that and stuff like that. And so, you know, it's just, they've created like a brand that's really cool that way, where people just trust them. They're like, I don't know who's going to be here, but I know if Sugar Shack decided to bring them, like, you know,
That's so
9
cool.
times out of 10, I'm going to like it. And then, so they have like they have a chef that comes in and cooks everybody a nice meal, dessert, does like snacks.
They
They have
treat
a
you guys
bartender
right.
that comes out. And
We need to
does, like,
step it up over here. We need to get a chef. I think I gave you guys a granola bar and a water.
Yeah, no, Sugar
Shit.
Shack's, I mean, like, top notch. That's the best experience we've ever had. We've never, like, walked into, we've had plenty of great experiences, but we've never walked into a place to do, like, a performance like this and felt, like,
Well,
so taken care of.
And
It's
the video
insane.
production quality, if I'm going to be honest. Oh, yeah, here we are. Okay, you can see some of the guys.
Yeah, so they're right back here. These fans are going.
They
Adam
got
was like red as a
rail.
tomato
oh, yeah,
the
they
whole
have full
time.
operators with rigs going.
Adam can't live in Florida.
Well, shout out Sugar Shack. That looks like a legit production, you guys. That looks clean.
They're super
And
cool guys.
if I didn't know better, I would have thought you guys shot a full music video for these guys. So that's really cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's all we do a couple takes of each song and tell them which one we liked and run it. But same thing, like, they've just put together that team of people. Like, we show up and you can just tell they're a family of, like, Sugar Shack is a family, and they all take care of each other and they all take care of their roles and make sure that, like, you know, whether Native Leaves comes through or, you know, who is like the biggest reggae, you know, like Dirty Heads or Revolution or any of those guys that come through there too. Like, it's the same process. It's always just, you know, they know their routine, they know what they're good at, and they stick to it, and they all, like, you can tell they all really love each other too, and that's the.
It's going to be
That's the
so
coolest
cool
part.
because I know you guys are going to be way bigger than those guys. And I can't wait to look back on this podcast and be like, we were talking to him. So that's cool. Man. That's cool. Well, speaking of just kind of like marketing and avenues of marketing, Charles and I are like nerds and build PCs. We don't stream, but could be in the future. Not putting that out there. Maybe I am. But I've seen you guys on Twitch. True or false?
True. We've been playing some video games.
You guys are streaming over there at the Native Leaves house.
We get on there when we can. I think we're.
Oh,
up
you
to,
guys
like,
got a Twitch?
We just like barely did this a couple weeks ago. Well, we all
Well,
play enough video
subscribe
games.
to them or
so-
follow them on
Yeah.
Twitch if you guys are watching this podcast.
Yes,
That's
please.
awesome.
Yeah, we got
What y'all playing?
building on Twitch.
What do you play?
I like, my favorite thing to play is Madden. I like just
Okay.
online matches versus, you know, I'd like playing real people. I don't play any video games that I play by myself. Like, I at least want
That's
to
how
play
I am,
somebody
yeah.
over, like, online or whatever. Feel like there's some sort of competition or whatnot between.
Dude,
a
I
real
love
person.
talking shit online, dude.
Oh,
That's
hell
my
yeah.
thing. Like,
Hell yeah.
I'll get in lobbies. These guys can vouch, dude. I'll get in lobbies and I'm fighting 8-year-olds.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I say
dude.
just
Oh yeah,
going
we can talk some
after
shit.
them.
Adam's always got 8-year-olds send us friend requests because he's like the nicest guy. So
I
they're
can
all
see
just like,
Adam just
Adam's
being
making
like-
friends with all the little kids out there. They're like, this guy's like so cool and nice. Like, just got such a soft
He
voice.
is the
like-
nicest person, literally. That is
Yeah,
awesome.
no, we have one kid that really does. He like sends us invites all day. As soon as we pop up online, like, boom, 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 like,
Hey,
trying to
guys.
find Adam. Where's Adam? So yeah, but yeah, the reason we did Twitch was because we were all playing so many video games, and we were all like, dude, we have to, like, if we're gonna play this many video games, there has to be some benefit to it. Like, we're gonna be spending all of our time.
If you're gonna be gaming every day, I mean,
Yeah, and
might
I'm
as well
not
try
gonna
to
be the
make
guy
money
to tell
from
you
it.
what
Let's
you
be
can or
honest.
can't do. But like at this point, that's the rule in our house now. Is like if you're playing video games, you better turn that damn camera on and start the stream.
I love that
And,
though
like,
because you
River
guys are
was
taking,
streaming
like,
the other day. Like
River was,
yeah.
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 That's awesome.
He's
Uh,
asking, "Can I stream? Can I stream?"
That's
we
so
finally
cool
let
though
him.
because you guys are looking at opportunities of what you have as a house and you're saying, you know, how can we maximize all marketing things, and you're doing it. That's awesome.
Yep, and I think just giving people as much of a glimpse as is comfortable, and I think even sometimes uncomfortable. Like I'm sure there will be much more as things grow, but like I think that's the other thing for all of us is like getting comfortable just giving that to people because it's like a personal, all those personal experiences, and then doing it in a way too where it's not just like me just posting like at the gym at here where it's like
That does get so
you know.
annoying.
Well, and I get it too. Like I think that should be the majority of social media. I miss the days where that was what social media was, instead of like because now every single person, even the people who do only do that, think of themselves as like, you know,
I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm burnt out on social media. I may
Yeah,
have a negative approach towards it, but like I'm just over the bullshit of like look at everything I do every second.
Yeah.
I've changed my mentality because I did that. I went out to LA. I posted YouTube videos daily. I tried to be a vlogger. I tried that world. But like now that I'm focusing on the production company and like taking my time and like I'm not worrying about posting every day. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to show people what I ate for breakfast.
Yep.
And sometimes if I cook a great dinner and I spend a lot of time on it, I'll throw it on my
You
story.
still do it on,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I would put it up as a Facebook post or something, right? But it's not this whole like look at me and look at what I'm doing today
Yeah.
kind of vibe.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's fading out on social media.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know.
I think that I mean, well, and
I'm
everything's
over it.
become so business. Like everyone's just, it's all like, how can we? Not only is the owners of Instagram and all these social media
If I
companies trying
see
to figure out
another
how to
AI
make it.
video ad on my reels.
Did you see my story the other day?
Bro.
Did you see my story yesterday?
Yeah, dude. And I'll admit, like, I'm always sending them to Tyson, like, because they have some cool ones. But
yeah,
like,
no, for sure. I send them to Adam all the time, but I think it just tells you like if you're seeing that much, like it's just time to get off for sure.
yeah,
But
we
I
need
think,
timers on our phones. Like, if
yeah.
you unlock it after 15 minutes, it shuts off. Or 15 after 15 seconds. What am I talking about? I just said 15 minutes. We don't need that much time every hour. Ugh,
yeah, no, it's
social media.
it's a blessing and a curse for sure. Because for us, it's like I never want I never wanted to be a vlogger or anything like that. But if I got to be a vlogger for however long to get in front of enough people to show them my music, because that's what I want to share with people at the end of the day, and if I have to get to them through other, you know, areas and things like that, and that's what I do. But I'd love nothing more than for us to get to a point where like because there's like the biggest artists nowadays, they don't have to play all the Instagram, TikTok games. They don't have to. You don't see
Yeah.
any of them doing a dance on a TikTok every single day. If they do a dance on a TikTok, it's probably because someone paid them a ton of money to dance with them on it.
That or their,
or
you know,
something
with
like that,
their
yeah.
girlfriend or mom having fun.
But I'd love to get to that point, and that's really like I'd love to be able to, you know, get to a point where we have millions of fans that love us, and we go play packed out shows all over the world, and I don't have to share anything more than what I just want to about my personal life or any of that, because that is at the end of the day, it's like I'm still not the stuff we're sharing. Some of it, obviously, we're telling you we all live together, and like there's some personal aspects that we share with you, but like I'm not. There's still so much that I keep to myself and that I'm not going to ever want to share with people. And
Well, and you'd be dumb
I
to
think
think
that-
that if everything you didn't put out on social media has some sort of a facade's not the word I'm looking for, but some sort of like enhanced just oomph, because that's what you
Yeah,
do when you're putting
yeah.
anything out. You want it
Mhm.
to look the best.
yeah, you're going out to the club. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
you're
like,
not
"Oh,
gonna
got
like take a
makeup on."
picture
Yeah,
when you're in your
looking good,
pajamas
yeah.
in a mirror, like and
Yeah.
feeling sick, and being like, taking a steamy shower tonight.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and how convenient is it nowadays that you don't even have to worry about it? You just be clicking through the filters like this one looks good.
I was
that
about to say
looks
you
good,
could
like,
be sick and be
yeah,
like, "What's
you don't
up?"
have, yeah, you
Yeah,
could be
double.
not looking so hot and looking hot. Like,
That's
and
true though.
That's another
That's
thing.
scary.
Yeah.
These AI bot tutorial faces and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's a crazy world. We're in it too. Like we're
We're
unless
in-
somebody comes and takes you out real quick, you're about to be.
But I am
living
the
through all of
first.
this.
I would love if there's put a chip in my head I want to be a robot. Like, if I could go replace some arms and get like mechanical shit going on,
Dude, they already got that.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, shout out.
So you're
Elon.
down for the chip?
Yeah,
Oh hell no, I ain't getting no fucking chip.
I want the chip, bro.
Unless
I
I'm sick
I
or
want a
like
mechanical arm
already
and
like.
and like, yeah, that'd be badass.
You're like full cyberpunk over here. Like,
shout out Cyberpunk. I would literally be the first Cyberpunk.
I'm not even
That'd be
cool with my
sick.
car driving for
Have
me.
you
like,
seen Cyberpunk? You know what we're talking about?
No,
All right, we're gonna put you guys on. Check out Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
video
Pull,
game,
pull it up,
yeah,
Tyson.
Video game, anime.
I know.
Anime,
Brigham's
video
gonna be on
game,
it. I
like
bet
it's
he's
a
already seen
thing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out.
Oh, I have seen this, but I
It's
didn't know what it. I don't
sick.
know what it was.
You guys should check it out. It's like a really cool thing. And while you're thinking of it, think of me in a few years being Robot Man.
Well, see, that's the cool thing too. Is like if I got homies that get the chip, I don't have to get it.
Facts.
Just
'cause
keep
get to
you
see it-
around, bro. Yeah, it's
That,
like
and
yeah.
then
I
just
can-
see if
I don't
like,
got robo
start
arms. My boy
twitching
does.
out.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I
But
may malfunction. You know.
yeah, no, I'm scared of all that for sure. I'm not. I don't think I would get the chip unless there was like a health reason or like if I got busted up and paralyzed or something and the doctor's like, we can put this chip in your head and you can walk again. Then
See,
hell
I'm
yeah,
gonna
put
be
it in.
I'm gonna
But,
be the
yeah.
only like perfectly normal, healthy person from the line, just like. "Get
You're
my
gonna be the
chip."
guy they figure out what the side effects are from.
Yeah.
They're like,
I'm in. Put me in, Elon. That's awesome. Well, dude, we couldn't thank you enough. I mean, this has been just so much freaking fun. We are planning on having all the Native Leaves band members here. Then we'll do probably a full podcast with all you guys, right?
yeah, be lit. We're
Yeah,
down. We're
that'd
all
be
down for
awesome.
sure. We'll really go nowhere that way.
that
Go
one,
around, go in
no, that'll
circles.
be fun. That'll be like that '70s show with the camera spinning.
Just smoky.
That's how we should set it up.
Oh, yeah.
But
I
no, thank
appreciate
you guys for dropping in the
Yeah, we
studio.
appreciate it.
You brought the whole crew here. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I need somebody to drive me here.
Shout out to the homie. Wait, shout out everyone that's here real quick. Give
Yeah, we
everyone the
got-
rundown.
We got Asti, we got Adam, and we got Antonio. Antonio does photography, shoots a bunch of photos and then a little bit of film for us. Austin's just a jack of all trades. You know, he just
Shout
send him
out
on a
Austin.
mission and he'll take care of what needs to be done. And yeah, that's my brother. That's yeah.
And the boy. You'll see actually Adam on the next podcast we're doing. Probably won't be the next one you see, but it'll be in the future ones to come. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Appreciate
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it and love all you guys. And
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Thank
think
you,
we'll
man. Thank
see
you.
you on set. Will probably be the next time we see you. Next month we're finishing up
Yeah.
that music video.
well, no, because I'm gonna be here kicking it before.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see him real quick.
Party.
All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Peace out. Thanks, guys, for
See
watching
ya.
another podcast. We'll see you next time.